What's up everyone, it's Boris, new video, and in this one I will, as probably a tradition, do a big five and the hosting country, their chances, their quality, and also some critiques or constructiveness, whatever it will take, some like my top 6 and so on, from various angles, because this year is extremely interesting from the point of automatic finalists who doesn't need to qualify and what kind of quality they are bringing. And this is a disclaimer which I'm saying basically every single year, also when I'm commenting those countries which are automatically in the finals, that of course the position of my reviewing or the position of my talks, thoughts, whatsoever, is also based on the fact that they don't need to fight this crazy disbalance in semifinals and finals, different kind of set of rules basically, and they can provide quality, and in my opinion they also should. And in general, if I take all those 5 countries, big 5 countries, and scratch off the host country because this is all the time the different one, I would say that they don't do as a whole a really good job overall, and they should do much better to first of all be the best, or always compete for winning the Eurovision, always compete at least for top 5, and rising the bar of quality higher every single year, especially because their target, it's not just, for example, public, more likely, because when you go to the semifinal, only public is the one who judges you. In the finals it's both juries and public, so you can do overall better song, you can do much wider range of quality, and also I would say you have much higher range and possibilities to find better artists because they don't need to go through the chaos and struggle and fear of not getting to the grand finals through this possible shame. So all the advantages are on those big countries, and they somehow cannot use it, and they are doing very random results unless Italy and unless France. And this is what actually happened also this year, kind of, that again France and Italy are sending a quality music. A little bit differently, I would say, is in Italy, where Sanremo is won by somebody, but it's not a national selection. So the second in a row, or second to win, Lucio Corsi took the chance and representing Italy this year at Eurovision, and his song is this very classical, nice Italian ballad, a little bit slash rockish, with brilliant performance live, with the way how he is able to perform the song. If this is the perfect song for like Eurovision public and juries to vote for, I think it really depends, hard to judge, but for sure this is like a quality. I would say for juries, yes, this is a song which juries will appreciate, especially in all the craziness which is happening. Even though he looks like a clown, or he hasn't dressed in like a clown or something like that, the way how he performs, it's kind of unique and good. The song itself, there is nothing really new about it, but somehow it works live. Again, if I compare only studio versions, I would a little bit doubt it in general that this is not a European public song. For sure, this is something what would resonate in Italy, maybe not even in mass specifically for this song, but still a huge quality. But it's not really a hit song, like in this super hit feeling, I would say. Then we have France. France is constantly, unless I think like constantly, the studio versions sending really good songs. It's kind of not the same genre, but let's say this is like those a little bit old schoolish French ballads. Some are like Barbara Pravi was a typical chanson, so it was even like different. But you know what, France is doing one thing which I really like, and it's the same as Italy. They're sending artists who are doing their own music with their own music. So you don't need to appreciate the style France constantly is sending, and it works for them, not for winning Eurovision, but it works for them in the way of amazing results and this formula, but also authenticity of their artist and how they send it. Sometimes the artist is not that great singer. I think that it was amazing song Evidemment from Lazara. That was like a really good song, not really great staging, not really like it didn't work as a package, let's say, but it still was a good song. or last year's Slimane, where it was a nice song, not for masses. In France, it really worked, but not for masses. But they are also able to adapt the song to Eurovision, bring something specific, special, sales point. And I think this will be also case for Luan with her song Maman, which I saw the performance on the stadium, and also I listened the song many times already in my Spotify to really digest it and take it in, to really also distinguish it with Switzerland, which is another automatic finalist who hosting Eurovision. And this is a fascinating thing where I was thinking, France is losing a little bit of its uniqueness, because nowadays, and in this Eurovision, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Switzerland, France, and Israel are singing in French, or partly in French. So the thing that the uniqueness of French music is really missing there. Let's see how many of those songs will get to the finals, but at least Switzerland and France will be there. I don't doubt Israel. I would also, I think 4 songs for sure will be there. I would doubt Luxembourg a little bit. So this unique sales points is missing there. And then what was fascinating for me in the case of Switzerland and France was that it takes me so much effort, kind of, to distinguish those songs. If you just put it randomly, now I heard it a lot of times, but I think it's hard. At some Eurovisions would be nice, like, yes, let's vote for the French song, right? But now which one it is, and now which one it was. So for me, the big sales point for France must be some kind of amazingly on point staging, which will take off all the nice things and melodies and work with them in the advantage. And we know that Luan is an amazing performer. That also might go for Zoe May. I don't actually know if she is a great performer, but her song is very beautiful. It works. It's actually, I wouldn't say that hosting country, unless it's Sweden, will be represented by another amazing song, because more likely it's not really, the case. Like, they are not like huge hits, more likely. So this for me was a little bit of surprise. Nice one, of course. I think this is fine. And then we have Germany. And Germany, it's also another fascinating story, Germany has, I would say, amazing studio version of the song. I think this is a hit song. It can really hit the whole Europe. It's in German, but doesn't matter, because it's na 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 na. It has melodies which are it goes from this branch of songs which always are popular, and this has the hit potential. It feels hit, it sounds hit, it has all of it. So if you just listen to studio version or this enhanced live versions where they put playback basically, or the clean versions instead of the live, you would say this is a contender for top 5, because this is like, some people will be voting for it, but also juries will be voting for it, because you can feel that this song really works. The issue here might be the live performance, because if the main singer, which is Tina, wouldn't be able to sing this tonality of the song the way, or she will sing it exactly the way how she sang it in both semi-final and final of national selection in Germany, it would be a disaster, because juries will not vote for it, and also public will not vote for it. Even though the song is good, but the emotion will be, you will lose the emotion from the song, because it wouldn't be sung well. Because this, like, if you are able to watch for example, my reaction or my member reaction, where you can see the whole song or most of it, most of my reaction, you can just simply hear it was out of tune, like completely, both semi-final and finals. Absolutely crazy. So this is a paradox, right? Germany brought in a great song, but I'm not sure if they are able to bring in amazing performance based on the quality of the performer. This must be learned somehow. If there is a good feedback, I would put all the energy there, or how to mask it somehow. But I'm honestly curious, because it can go like as a completely flop, which would be one of the zero. Like, if the performance will be the way done and sung as it was in the finals and semi-final of national selection of Germany, they will be last. That will be one of the last. If it will be perfect, I think they can try to jump to top 10. It really is, because the song is good. The song is really, really good. Then we have Spain. And Spain listened or felt that they need to change something in their song. If you watch the performance from the national selection Benidorm 2025, you can like the song, right? But I would say it's obsolete song, the original version, with very very basic performance, or like not really well sung performance, very kind of all the tricks and this, something which you say like, really, Spain, like again, like with such a performance, the country wouldn't be able to qualify. Also, this counts for Germany, actually. This is the issue. Those two countries wouldn't be able to qualify for sure to the finals with such performances, even though only public is voting. And Spain listened to it and said, like, we need to change something. We need to make some revamp or something, with the song to make it more approachable, because we don't want to end up like crazily bad. And I think they approached it nicely. They kept the core of the song completely, and they changed the beat a little bit, and they polished it to the modern vibe, which might be not for everybody. There are some nice moments. The thing is that when I was now listening to all of those songs, and again and again and again, I found out that even in those songs, Spanish song doesn't really go anywhere. It's like this nice Spanish old school song when we were listening when we were young, good, but it's not the era for it. It's not the thing, and I think it doesn't really work. So I'm extremely curious how it will end up, because especially if Melody will be able, with her song Esa Diva, if she will be able to enhance her performance also vocally and charisma wise, because otherwise it will be another very bad result for Spain, and I would say deservedly also, because also last year they sent a song which was, I would say, a little bit better hit in studio version, but extremely bad performance, like extremely. And I think they now, like, somewhere they're not having this great song, but they also don't have perfect performance, so they might end up the same as Zora, maybe worse. I think this might be the fate. And then we have UK, and UK for me, this is like I think this must be studied, because this is not possible for me. Like, it's unbelievable for me. You have automatic finalists from the cradle of pop music, punk, so many genres, so many innovations, indie, everything. And then you say is like how crazy do you want to do, you change the process again and so on, and again you send something which is not competitive at all, but at all, in my opinion. Like, of course those ladies can sing it perfectly and then might receive some jury points, but I don't see for who is this song really meant. It's an old school song, like as my Ellie said, this is a song for little girls, sung by adults, which is even weirder. For whom it is, for what occasion it is. It's not a radio song, it's not a stage song, it's for a musical, but what kind of musical it would be for? And it's kind of also very inappropriate, like what the hell is happened actually. I think it's a little bit of irony, right? Something happened, really. And for me, this is so unbalanced. Like, for sure, I'm almost sure that UK wouldn't qualify regardless the quality of performance, because simply the song is not good. The song is not strong enough. There is nothing special about it. So I don't know for what would they expect. So I think that if I just do a little bit of summary of what I just said, we have very specific top 5, because some is based on studio versions, and in studio versions I would say Germany has a superior song for masses, because this is really like, this is for everybody completely overall. It's a dancey song, it's for younger audience, older audience, it simply works. So in studio version, Germany, I would say, has the best package, yeah, because this overall mainstream song for everybody. Then I would say Italy has the best package, because there is something catchy about the song, but I may be a little bit biased, but somehow it works, the song, the melody. But if you don't agree, I'm fine. And then I would put France and Switzerland, because I cannot really distinguish between those songs. I think this is the biggest issue of France this year, that they have really competition in their own game, very similar song also, and then it really depends on the performance and the result. So also for them, this somehow can result in actually worse result than it's expected. Like, it's expected it might win. I don't believe in this. I don't believe that France can, for example, win, because, okay, juries might really massively vote for it, but I think there will be voting for more other songs. It's not like last year. Even last year when Slimane was having this brilliant performance, still Nemo was superior song to it, and performance-wise also kind of, like, by far. And I think this is also Austria this year. So musically, when you really listen to it, so juries Like juries will vote for it, but this is one of those French songs. So I can imagine that there is a jury and say like, to which French song I will give those points, you know? Like France because it's France, or the other one because it's really good also. So I think France will drop down, but by the studio versions, I really hard to say. You know, like for me, the first is Germany. Then okay, second, third, and fourth place is Switzerland, France, and Italy. Hard to say and hard to change. I don't even mind. Like I think they all have their specific qualities, and they are good songs. Like really, it's like not crazily great. I'm not over the moon about it. It's not my thing to listen to them just like that. But I can agree that they are fine. They at least might qualify if they go through qualification rounds for sure. I would say for sure they would qualify even with public voting only. Okay, but then I would put Spain, which I think there is a little bit of delusion that this is a song which fans would vote for in mass. But there are much better songs, or much more catchier or much more jokey songs than this one to be voted by public. Why would public vote for this particular song? Like if they didn't vote for Zora last year, which also brought a little bit of comedy, why would they vote for Essa Diva? What special it brings? What catchy phrase, catchy melody it brings? It doesn't have it. It simply doesn't have it. I think it's a delusion. It can bring some crazy staging, but it's not about how she would dance and be spinned. You know, it didn't work for Malta. It didn't last year. It wouldn't work definitely for Spain this year. It's not a case because the song is not that strong. So it even I think would be more cliche, but not for votes and for juries only if the performance will be somehow super brilliantly sung with like 200 more percent than the version in Spain. And then I could believe that some jury points it could receive, few ones, but I would doubt that this is a case. And then we have this special case of UK, which even in the studio version, it's wrong on every level. It because it brings nothing. It's not catchy. It tries to be funny, but it's not enough funny. It's more like cringy already, and it feels like empty. Like let's make fun of that we don't have a song, and also name it the way that we don't know. You know. So for me, UK, this is the biggest disaster. I don't really understand. They can save it by brilliant stagings, which it like when you don't have a great song or great performer, or if you don't have both, I think you cannot really save all of it by stagings. You can mask a lot of things, but you should really, I don't know. I don't I think UK is not helping themselves to market their Eurovision for them to find better artists for next year, because they just do very strange decisions all the time. Like they are lost, and it's always extremely fascinating for me to listen podcasts when you kind of would feel that they exactly know what Eurovision is about. But I don't think this is the case. So how can it change in the finals? I think France has a great advantage because it has a great history record of being voted because people likes it. I think also this counts for Switzerland, even a domestic country. They have very beautiful song also, and it can be also voted by juries and public. Again, they also know how to do stagings. They will also invest in it that it will look representative very nicely. About France, I don't doubt. Sometimes they do overall a little bit too much than it's needed, but as if they will do it like last year, very gentle and with camera angles and their very specific type of cinematography which they always put, I think France and Switzerland might end up in top 10 because they will receive jury points if Zoe May will do a great job singing wise. If not, only France. I wouldn't doubt it will receive a lot of jury points because for who would you like to really vote, you know? It makes sense. Italy also will receive a lot of jury points, and I think it can end up before France, in front, higher. And there are two reasons for it. First of all, when I saw a performance of Lucio Corsi in the Sanremo, first was like a little bit shocked. Like I was like, oh my god, what is this? But then you listen to him, you listen how he performs, how the melody goes, what is happening there, and he has the talent to grab your attention. And it's a kind of simplistic song by melody, by something very traditional, but there are not so many songs like this it will not be so much songs in the final, especially, for example, Portugal wouldn't qualify, even I think it might. So this will be one of the normal songs, which is also not a cliche ballad. And this will help because the way how he performs, I think, will bring him a lot of jury points. I'm almost certain of it, that he can receive even more points than Luan, because this is one of those French songs. So let's put Italy in front, like in the logics a little bit, it pops out somehow, and it's more rememberable also visually than probably another French song. So this is just a theory. I don't mind, like, let's say it like this. I don't care actually how it will end up this year. So I'm just simply curious. And then we have Germany. Germany, if they won't be able to camouflage, it reminds me a little bit of the situation which happened in 2022 with Netherlands, or 2023, I don't know now, like with this brilliant duet, which is brilliant only in studio version, but absolutely catastrophic in the live performance because those artists weren't able to perform it. Or Musti last year, like really nice, catchy song, even simplistic but catchy song, but absolutely terrible performance, which just shown that how studio versions can really lie to the reality, And this is exactly the same example, at least what was shown in semifinals and finals in German national selection. And also the reason that they try to mask it now, of course, is a good marketing. But is she able to learn it, how to sing this particular song? Because I know that lots of you argument, but she can sing. Watch this. It's like, yes, but those are different. This is not this type of song. And not this tonality. And there is some issue probably with this tonality. So she might learn it, or they need to change something, like change the tonality in the song and risk it that the atmosphere of the song will be different. I'm very, very curious because now on I saw some other live performance where she was singing playback, again. So this is how they try to mask it, but you can mask it until a certain level, until it's an issue. So I'm curious what they will do, but it will be a twist. I can still imagine that Germany is voted a little bit more by public and there's no juries because of the quality of, but let's say public, than Spain. And I think Spain will end up after Germany. That first will be Germany, somewhere around 20 place, then under 20 place Spain, and then I think one of the very, very last places, if not the last completely, is UK, unless there will be so bad performers in general that juries will have no other choice than put it in their top 10s for a few times. But I doubt it. I doubt that this is a song you would like to vote for as a juror even. There will be more, like, even joke acts, some of the joke acts are better. At least they have some taste. So this is my conclusion. My personal top 5 would be Italy, France, Switzerland, Germany, Spain, and UK. Yeah, exactly like this. This is how I also feel it. I'm not a crazy fan of neither of those songs. Like, this Eurovision has few nice songs. Watch my semi-final reactions. Become members also if you want to see my exclusive content and support this channel to do those analysis and so on. I don't want to. It's more like a podcast way. I don't want to create like a crazy analysis how it will be. This is basically a personal feeling based on professional experience and also experience with Eurovision, how I feel it, and also this little critique which those countries deserve. And I think this year, unless France and Switzerland, all of those countries kind of deserve it, even although I like Italy, that the Eurovision in the eyes of the country doesn't really work well, and they don't do a proper job to make the brand really worth going, because there is scandals like in Germany, UK, like I think this is a running joke for a reason already in UK. France is repeating the same formula all over again, but at least they take it extremely prestigiously, which I love. So I really I love France for this, how prestigiously they are doing it, and also Switzerland, of course. They're doing it their way, but they're serving quality. They simply do. Spain, this is like this feels so bureaucratic that it has no taste, no flavor, and every Benidorm is getting a little bit worse and worse and worse, regardless what fan says. and it doesn't feel that there is the soul, in it, and it's more like what Eurovision, and so many excuses. I don't like it. Germany, I talk about it, and Italy, Italy can be the country which can change the course of Eurovision very much because their musical market is brilliant. Of course, the Sanremo, maybe it's not the perfect format, especially in the fact that it changes the creative directors and then it changes the taste. And it's, it was a very different in past years, very different Sanremo and with higher quality. And this year, which was extremely connected to Italy only, which is fine, but then it's not really great for the international appearance somehow. So maybe they can create something a little bit different, which I also read some speculation that they will do a specific format just for Eurovision. Might be. Maybe also with this fact we would lose so many good artists. So who knows? Because Sanremo prestige is great. So let's see. Switzerland is doing internally. UK is doing internally. It doesn't matter. And Germany, we never know. This can also change. They had national selections and they get good result last year. Then they had national selection this year, but completely super strange format, nonsensical somehow, and some scandals. France internal, which works for them. They tried also not non-internal twice. Also worked kind of for them. Actually, I liked it, but I think it's expensive too much for them to maybe do it, and maybe they want to focus on Eurovision itself only. Maybe it's better for the numbers, but this is what I feel. So I would say one last thing, that no Big Five country nor the host country will win Eurovision this year. I think that few countries doing good job or great even. Some countries just worse than last year, at least song-wise or performance-wise. They're overcomplicating it. And half of them, if not more, wouldn't deserve to be qualified or should deserve to go through qualification process to retest if they can do it. I understand they are not there, but it would be fine. And maybe that would change a lot of things in quality and approach of those countries, which don't need to compete basically, even though they really are having like huge words of being competitive. But I don't think that this is happening. I don't think it's happening, but that's my conclusion. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, become members if you want to support this channel and see some exclusive content or a lot of exclusive content I have on my channel. And well, see you in the next videos. See you next time. Thank you for watching.